So, guys, intro. Guys, we are about to go again. We are about to get started, and this is gonna be the eighth episode of the Mobi podcast app, and likely it's gonna be the last episode for the podcast because we've already done a lot. We've already built different screens, different sections of the app, and then the rest of them, right? The remaining ones are not so uh, important because looking at them, we don't have to force ourselves to just spend like the next few days or the next week trying to build UI, just UIs and stuff that we will not use. So what we are going to do, or what we'll be doing, is that we will implement the functionality, the basic functionality for this app, which is the music playing functionality. We look at how we can play music and all that, and then just after that we'll focus on different stuff. Yeah, we can't just be building UI, we have to also focus on the functionality. So this episode is going to focus on the functionalities, which will be the music playing functionality. Then after then we can look at other stuff again. We'll say bye bye to Mobi podcast. Guys, thanks for the follow. I work at night, and why work won't give me space to pay attention for your classes? Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue. All the videos are on the YouTube channel, so you should yeah, you can just check it out. But again, since you work at night, that means you have the day. So I'm not sure you sleep throughout the day. You have to sleep a little, prep yourself, and all that before you go back to work. So it's just your schedules. You look at your schedules and see the amount of time you can actually dedicate to building and then creating stuff. Yeah, so guys, thanks very much for the follow. The first follower, thank you very much for the follow. We are about to get to business, the real business, which is getting the functionalities that, yeah, watching alone is not sufficient, and coaching is all you need. Thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, so the matter handle. Yeah, watching alone is not sufficient. Practicing what you watch is what is needed, right? So you can watch the videos, that is good, but practicing them is the biggest part of it. Yeah, that's what actually gives you that feel, or yeah, it's what gives you the feel of what is going on. Please, what software are you using to build the interface? Yeah, so this is Android Studio. I'm using Android Studio for the UI, and for the screens is Figma. Figma for the screens, Android Studio for the UI. So guys, let's get the app running and see what we can do and what we can't do. Yeah, so watching and then practicing, it's the most important part. What? Oh no. How is it now? Guys, is the internet connectivity okay? So guys, it seems like there is some unstable instability in the internet connectivity or the connection here. So I would have to confirm if we are truly live or not. Yeah, are we live? I think we are live. Yeah, yeah. I guess the connection should be okay now. Guys, if the connection is okay, then you let me know because TikTok says the connection is okay, and then YouTube says the connection is okay as well. So, yeah. Yeah, so Wondra, you can reach out in my DM, then we'll see what can do because yeah, yeah. So guys, I think the YouTube is very stable, so you can check out the YouTube. Unfortunately, I'm running on a personal network and not the home network because I lost my internet connectivity on a Saturday and I called on MTN till now the issue hasn't been resolved, right? So we're just managing the personal connection for yeah. But how fast can you convert a Flutter app to iOS? If it's in Flutter, then it shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, if you built it in Flutter and the setup was made for both Android and iOS, then it's gonna be very fast. It's gonna be very fast. It's yeah, it's very fast. No issue. It's very fast. Unless there are other technical details in there that you would want us to take a look at. But apart from that, it's very fast. Yeah, so guys, this is all the UIs, right? This is all the UIs, the in progress UIs and everything, but we would be focusing on the functionality, which is this side. So we are gonna sit on this particular screen and try to get our functionalities work. So this is what we will be sitting on, and this is where we are gonna be. Yeah. So guys, don't forget to subscribe. Alright, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to drop that like. Is this a personal project or a client? Yeah, it's all right, bro. You feel free to DM. Is it a personal project or a client project? It's just a personal project, bro. It's just a personal project. Feel like doing something, so yeah, we're building something. It's not for a client. Yeah, so we are gonna be on the screen. Are you coding Python? No, I am not coding in Python. This is Flutter. Yeah, so home screen, event screen, active playing screen. Yeah, so we would move to the active playing screen. Guys, thanks very much for the follows. Don't forget to also subscribe as you are following because we have a lot of videos coming up and this is just the start. If you check the channel, there are a lot of videos, but this is just the start. We are going to be focusing on one particular screen and not this one's. We are focusing on which of the screens? Current device. Okay, there's that section. And this is where we would be focusing on, right? So let's put our stuff in here so that we can focus on this particular section. Yeah, so let's hide this and focus on the most important part. We can maybe drop it in a different widget and then focus on it from that particular section, right? Yeah, I think we can do it that way. Put it in a different widget and focus on it so that we wouldn't have to be moving between codes and all that. So let me drop this as widgets in the active playing screen, and then inside of the active playing screen, the next widget that I will add is active playing media controls, right? I think that is what I can use. So active playing media controls, or just playing media. No, the best one should be media controls widget. Yeah, media controls widget. Yeah, this is what we'll have. And then we are gonna have a stateful, and we call it media controls widget. And then the next thing is to import the material widget, and then that's it. Yeah, so the next thing we are going to do is to pick this role. We are going to pick this role and then use it in there. Yeah, so our media control widget would be returning this role. Yeah, just import the media buttons, import the app assets, and then that should be it. Yeah, then in here we will return media control widgets. Yeah, so it should be the same thing, no change, same widgets. All we have to do is to go back there and then work around it. Yeah, so let's go check it out. Let's go and check it out. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so now we have this data, we have this element. I don't like what I'm saying. Yeah, so we have all this now. The next thing we will do, what we will be focusing on, is the playing section. So this is where we yeah, anaconda, guys. This is where I'm going to be focusing on. We'll be focusing on the controls, right? So let's check something here, right? Oh, guys, I need this. Yeah, so let's focus here. Think bool and say it's playing, right? So it's playing, then it's playing is gonna be equals false. So yeah, so it's playing is gonna be equals false, and this let's give the buttons to do's so that we know what each one of them is pointing to. So we can have 1, 2, 3 and say to do, and to do is this one is going to go to the previous, the previous image, previous media, so previous song, something like that. And then after, no, this is the shuffle. Yeah, so this is going to be the shuffle, and this is gonna be the previous song. All right, so we are gonna have a to do, and then this would lead to the previous song, and then this one is for play or pause, right? So we would have our to do and call it play slash pause. And then which one? This one will be the next, and then the next one will be the replay. So yeah, to do, and then we are gonna say next song, and then the to do in here, would be repeat. Yeah, so we have this, and then the first thing that I want us to focus on is the play and pause, right? Play and pause is the most important one here. At least we have to get it playing, and afterwards we can decide to do whatever we want to do, right? So we will just set state to simulate that particular functionality or that particular behavior. Then from there we can jump into the actual implementation. So we'll do this. We'll say it's playing, explain is equal to not explain. So when explain is true, it will be equals to its opposite, which will be false, and if it is false, it will be equal to its opposite, which will be true. That is what this code is doing. So now we'll be using the state, right, of explain, right, the state of explain to determine what to display here, whether we are going to display an icon, a plain icon, or a pause icon. So we're gonna have something like this. Then we'll say explain if explain. So we're gonna say if explain, then show this icon, else show this icon. So explain, and then we are gonna have icon, and that should be the play icon. So let's do this, and then we move on. Guys, if you feel like that my spirit is down, yeah, my spirit is down because my internet is still there, and I have to kind of be using other means when you subscribe to an internet and all that. So yeah, so let's use pause. Oh no, let's use play. Yeah, so we are going to be using this play icon. Let's check the size. The size is going to be 28, and then the color, yeah, 28.0, and then the color is going to be white, right? So the color should be white. So if it's plain, show that, else show this. So now you can see the difference. Now when we are playing, this is plain state and this is the pause state. So now we have this two. The next thing for us to do is go find a media and try to actually simulate the playing state, right? So we are going online. There are different packages that we can use for music player, but one that is most popular and well used, and it's also very well easy to customize, right? So let's go for that one, which is just audio package. If you want to enjoy the video, if you want to have access to most part of the video, then don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel, right? Don't forget to check it out. Yeah, so this is thank you very much for the follow. Yeah, so this is a package that I'm talking about, the just audio package. You see it has so many votes and so many weekly downloads, as you can see. So let's go to the scores, the documentation, and all that. I think, yeah, there's like 985k downloads, 4.4k likes, and all that. So it should tell you what it's how durable and how useful it is for other developers. Yeah, so yeah, so let's go in there and pick it up and then try checking if we would actually make a good use, or if we can make a good use of it. So the first thing we would have to do, right, is to add this package to our prospect, and then from there we can move on to using it, right? So we would have to come down here and then run our flutter pub. So flutter pub add, then we can call the just audio package. Yeah, so let's add this and then let's see what we're gonna get. Yeah, we have our audio added. Now the next thing we can do is to, according to their documentation, the first thing to do is the initialization and all that. So if we go to examples, if this is your first time, or if it is your first time using a particular package, you always have to try to see how it is before you move on. So this is an example. The first thing is to create an instance of just audio, and then in the init state, okay, there is nothing in here, so you can move on. This is init. So this is the initialization state, so your attribute, etc. We pick a reasonable default for an app that plays page. So final session, await session on instance, await session dot configure, and then we go on the just audio stuff. Okay. Oh, Charlie, this internet connection is really breaking my head, guys. Sorry for the unstable internet connection. It is not from me, it's just an issue right here. Yeah, so this is the session. Listen to errors during playback. Try to load audio from a source and catch any errors. So try loading the audio and all this. Let's try to play this audio and see if it exists, or if it works, then we can try to do something like that. So let's drop this here and try to play it and see. Access denied, blah 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 blah. Let's see if we can get some free audio link and try to play that, and then we'll see. Yeah, so this is how we can configure it. This is how we can configure it according to their documentation. Yeah. Okay, so we can see, and then the next thing is for us to try it out. Yeah, so we'd have to get first initialize, so free to use music links, and then let's see, royalty free music, tests, music links. Yeah, so let's look for something like this. Yeah, to audio check dot something something something. So which one is this? Which one is this? Sound test, test tones, tone generator, blind test, and all that. I'm looking for something that we can just pick and use, else we would have to try and then download stuff and use them. So this one says free to use stuff. Let's play this and see. And then we make use of them, and then for the testing. Yeah, so that is that, and then the musics are okay, so just have to pick them up and try to make use of them, right? So let's copy this, and then let's go to our asset folder, and then we'll add music. Then in here we should drop this. Yeah, so we're gonna have this in our asset folder, and all we have to do is copy this and then specify it inside of the assets, right? So we come in here and then we do this. Yeah, so after that we have to run our Flutter pubkit, right? So Flutter, then pop and get. Yeah, so this should bring us on board, guys. Thanks very much for the likes. Don't forget to follow and also subscribe. All right, subscribe and wait for the next episodes, guys. Seems like my My energy is down. King, thanks very much for the follow. I think I have to get back into my actual energy, my programming energy, my working energy, so that we can finish this peacefully. Yeah, so after getting that, the next thing for us to do is to actually initialize our audio player, right? So we can do final player. Let me make it private. So final player, it's equals, I think, is it audio player? Yeah, so we're gonna have something like this, and then that is it, right? So we can have a small function, so we can say void, we can just call a void function and call it init player. So initialize the player, we can have something like this, and then we can call player dot, is it add audio source. Player dot add audio source, and then what can we have as the audio source? Dot assets, and we'll specify where the asset belongs, right? So, or where the asset is. So we go to music, and then let's add this and see how it's gonna be. So copy the, wait guys, let's not do it that way. Let's not forget our setup. The setup is that we will go to app assets, and then we locate audio assets, right? App assets, and then we will locate the audio assets. So let's go in here and create audio assets, right? So app audio assets. Yeah, so we are gonna have this class and call it class and app audio assets. And in here we can just pick a line like this, and then drop it in here, then duplicate it multiple times. We have 4 audio, so 1 2 3, and then let's just call this audio 1, audio 2, audio 3, audio 4, right? So let's see, audio 1, yeah, right. Let's say audio 1, this will be audio 4, audio 3, and then audio 2. Yeah, so we're just gonna copy this part references and use it to replace this. Then we should be good to go, guys. Copy this part and replace it with this. Do that, come in here, copy this part, and then replace it with this, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, yeah, because this is gonna be the last episode for this particular one. For the music app, this is gonna be our last episode. For the podcast app, then we can focus on other apps and functionalities as well, right? So don't forget to drop the subscription, don't forget to drop the follow, whilst we try to actually build mobile apps. Just, yeah, I don't want to talk much, cause bro, you know the thing, you know the drill, right? You watch, you subscribe, you watch, you follow, you watch, you connect. That's how we get moving. So now this is what we are gonna have. We pick, so inform the operating system of our app's audio attributes, etc. We pick a reasonable default for an app that plays speech. Okay, so final session await audio session dot instance, and then await dot configure, then speech. Okay, listen to errors during playback. So this when we want to listen to errors, and then try to load audio from a source. Then this is the source, which is the assets that we've done that from. So that is the initialization process and all that. Okay, what I want us to do is that let's initialize it. Let's have the init class without this to see if it is going to play. If it plays, then we would have to ask ourselves why we have this again. But if it doesn't, then we would add this and see if it is going to work. I want us to first look at errors before we go into the success sections of it. Yeah, so we have control buttons, audio player, so icon button for volume sliding, and then the player. So this stream builder reviews whenever the player state changes, which includes the playing pause state, also the loading, buffering, and all that. You're doing great, Joe. Keep it up. Thank you, my boss. Yeah, thank you. Thank you in the comment section. Battle to the world. Yeah, thank you very much. Guys, my boss is in the comment section and it says we are doing great. So, greater heights. Yeah, so we are gonna take a look at this and fix it up before we move anywhere. Yeah, so this is like a stream builder which we use to hold the state of the audio player so that we can show the audio playing the playing states in real time, which means that we can track that playing timeline. When the audio is moving, we can track it. When it's being paused, we can track that. When it's being played, we can track all that. That is what the stream builder is doing in the playing state and all that. So the first thing we will do, right? I want us to focus on I want us to just pick it and do something. Get an error, fix that error, do it again, get it work, and yeah, stuff like that. That is what I want us to do, you know. I want us to do something like that. So just wait, and let's see what we can do. Why do I always forget this particular command? Okay. Yeah. So what are we looking at? What is the play button? This is the play button, right? And when we click on play, we just do player.play. That's all we are doing. Okay. So first, let's go inside our init class. So init states, and then what we will do is to initialize our audio player, right? So let's say this is what we have, right? So init player, we've forgo all the things that they are asking us to do, and we want to be stubborn academy. So stubborn children, we want to do our own thing, and that is what we are doing, right? So let's play stubborn and see whether it will work or not. Then we're going to do player.play, right? Okay, so this is what we have now, right? I want us to close the app entirely and then rerun it, and we'll see what we will have. So let's do this and then rerun. I want us to have this opened, but let's first run the app and see the errors, then we move on. Have you subscribed yet? Have you subscribed yet, guys? Have you subscribed? Or you want us to fight? Please, I'm new to coding. I need help. Rico, if you are new to coding, then you would have to text me. If you are new to coding and you need help, then you would have to drop a DM. All right, Rico, thanks very much for the follow. Don't forget to subscribe as well. But if you are new to coding and you need help, then you would have to send a DM for us to see what will work. Guys, why is Gradle taking so much time? We're supposed to have run already, and if my network provider, right, if my internet whatever service provider doesn't restore my internet, Charlie, it go worry me, papa. Because what up? So let's check the moment of truth. It's what is it saying here? Multiple widgets use a global key somewhere. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? So multiple widgets are using the same global key. Where can I locate them? Where are they? Where are those widgets? I think yeah. Where are those widgets? Multiple widgets use the same key. Where are they? Can I find them? I can't find them. See, let me first ignore them and try to see if this will work, right? So let's click this. Yeah, so guys, our music player is working. You don't have to do much. Yeah, so that's our music player. It is working, as you can see. So yeah, so that's our player working there. The next thing for us to do is to make sure we pause it and yeah, to stop this. And as you can see, the music player is working. That's great. Now we would have to pause. If it is playing, then pause. If it is paused, then play, right? So we are coming in here. We are coming in here to take care of that, right? So when we click on the play button, the first thing we do is we check if the player is playing. So if player dot is playing, what yeah, so if player dot playing, then what do? We pause, right? So we will do player dot pause, right? Else we just play, just like the basic if else stuff here, right? So is it playing? Oh yes, then pause. Is it pause? Oh yes, then play. So that is what we are doing. And what we can do, let's first use a state setting and start. Let's use a state to track all those things. What are you coding? Elvis, this is a music streaming app that we've worked on, and we are just checking if it is working. Yeah, so it's just a music streaming app for ourselves, for the fun of it. This is the 8th episode of it, so you can check the rest of the episodes in the YouTube channel. And when you get to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, when you get to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and also drop that like and comments. Yeah, so guys, let's rerun and see if we can pause and play our sound. Run again, and then let's wait for the moment of joy. Yeah, that is the basic functionality. That is like the basic. Thank you very much for the clap. Yeah, so guys, let's play. Then we pause. Bah. Yeah, so now we can play and pause. Then we have to make sure that the icon is changing as well. So what we have to do is to use this and say player dot playing. Yeah, so now we don't need is playing, because we can use player state to actually determine whether the icon should be paused or play. So that's what we are doing, guys. The builder, thanks very much for the likes. Don't forget to follow and also subscribe. Yeah, so let's go in here now. Let's play. Yeah, so guys, now we can play and pause, and it's looking good. Yeah, that's just the beginning, right? That is just the beginning of the whole show, because now we have to do next, we have to do previous, we have to shuffle, we have to repeat, and the most important part, we have to show the playing state, right? We have to display the playing state in here. We have to display the playing state in here, and also we have to do the seeking, which means we can seek to a particular position, we can seek to a previous position and all that. So getting the sound to play and pause is just a start. At least that gives you the green light that yeah, the sound is playing or the music is playing. The next one is the crazy part. Yeah, the next one is the crazy part. So guys, let's get to the crazy parts and see what we would get from this. Yeah, so in order to implement the previous, the next, and all that, then we would have to have a list of musics, right? Kwesi Pay, thank you very much for the follow. Don't forget to subscribe, right? Thank you. Yeah, so in order to actually test the previous and then the next functionalities, we have to put our videos, our sounds, right? We have to put our sound in a list, and that's going to be like a playlist so that we can switch between them. Yeah, that is what we'll do. What language are you coding with, please? Yeah, so I'm building with that. This is the Flutter SDK. So in short, I am using Flutter for the mobile app. Yeah, so guys, let's go in there and then take care of that. Back to the documentation. At least we have it playing, so let's focus on the documentation now. Yeah, so this particular section does not show the playlist implementation, so let's go to the readme, and then the playlist implementation should be on the documentation, right? These are like the basic functionalities. Initialize the audio. How can I learn? How can you learn? So you can learn this if you want a private teaching or you need a private lesson, then you have to DM me. But if you don't want it to be private, then we already have a course. I already have a course on the channel, which is the Flutter Crash Course. We built an app in there, and through the build process, I used the opportunity to actually teach the basics of Flutter, right? So if you need a private lessons, you contact me. But if you want to learn on your own, follow videos with very beautiful explanations, then you can check out the YouTube channel, drop the subscription, add the playlist to your watch list, and then just practice along. Yeah. So guys, let's go to working with playlist, right? So working with gapless playlist, this is what we have. So we are going to define a list of the audio source, right? So we just define a playlist which will be audio source, blah blah blah, a list of them, and then during the initialization process we will set audio sources with the playlist initial index, and then there's duration and all those things. So that is what we are going to do. Right, so jump in here, and now we can create a final list of our audio items and call it a playlist, right? So we can have a final list of I think the audio source, right? And then we can call it playlist like this. Assuming this is our playlist, then we would have something like this. Then we can pick this here, which is the audio source that we've created. So we can have audio source 1, let's say source 2, 3, 4, like that. Yeah, so we just have to change this to audio source 4, audio source 3, and then audio source 2, and then the 1. Can I hire you in my company? Yeah, please, can you send me a DM? Yeah, so please, I can't send you a DM, but I would love if you can send me a DM, then we'll talk about that. Yeah, so these are the audio sources that we have, and then when we come to the init state, what we do in here is add audio sources. You see, the first one that we did was add audio source. All right, thank you very much. The first one we did was add audio source, which is just for a single audio source, and that's what we did. And then the next one is add audio sources. So this one takes a list of audio sources, right? And let's find the parameters included in that particular function. So list of audio source. All right. So now we can add playlist. This becomes a list of our audio sources. But checking their side, they have other stuff as well. So there's like load the playlist. Okay, so that's when we are adding. This is like setting. So we are loading the playlist. We are not using add. We are rather using set audio sources. Yeah, so this is what we are having. Yeah, so we can use the set audio sources. All right, and then the first one we will do is set the playlist, And looking at this, what we will do is the initial index. The initial index is just asking, where should I start playing the audio from? Am I starting from the index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way to the end? So you can decide to start playing the audio from the last index or the second index or whatever. It's up to you, right? So we would pick the 0 because we know we have an element at 0. Yet, so we will pick that as the initial index. And the next one we can also do is to use lazy preparation, right? Use lazy preparation, which means that load each item just in time. Okay, shuffle order, default shuffle order. We can also customize the shuffling algorithm, right? So okay, so the initial position for each song, we know by default it should start from 0, but you can also customize this. You can also customize this to actually start from maybe a different duration if you want to. So maybe you are playing from index 1 or index 0 and you want it to start from the first minutes. You can also do that. You can specify this in here. Yeah, so we have this as the initialization. What else do we have? Let's use lazy preparation and all that. So let's check here and set that one to 2 and see if it's gonna work. But in here we have preload. Yeah, so I think they've changed the easy distance to preload. Yeah, so we can do preload and then that should be true. So that's like the lazy loading. Yeah, so it means that whilst we are playing one, the next one is already loaded. Yeah, so that is that. Now let's see if we can make use of this. The shuffle order is the same, but we can also just set it up and then, yeah, default shuffle order. So that is what we have. Now let's rerun our app and see if the first music will still play. If it's playing, then we try to make use of the next and then the previous icons or buttons. So rerun this and then let's see what we will get. Yeah, so our sound is playing. That's a good sign. The next thing to do is for us to work on the previous and then the next sounds, right? So let's work on the previous one. But before then, let's check what we have on the documentation. So on the documentation, we would have await dot play, pause, and blah blah blah. Let's go to the playlist section. Yeah, so we have this seek to next, we have seek to previous, we have seek duration and blah blah blah, loop mode and all that. Yeah, so then update the playlist. This is when you are adding to the playlist and all that. Okay, so we can seek to previous and seek to next. So we want to start with the previous, right? But you can't just seek to previous without checking the current playing index. If we have 5 items and we are on the first one, which is index 0, then we don't have to seek to maybe index negative. We are not going to have index negative, but I'm just saying, so we have to do that check. So what we can do is that whilst moving to the previous one, we'll check if the playlist, right? The playlist dot I have to write that check. Yeah, so let's say the playlist dot first, right, is equal to playlist this index of 0. We can try something like this. If it is this, then just return, don't go back, else just come down here and then use the player dot seek next. Yeah, So we first check if the first is the same as the index 0, then go back. Don't do anything else. Seek next. Seek previous. Sorry guys. Else seek previous. Yeah, so that is what we are doing. So assuming we are starting from the initial index of 3, so that should be like this particular one, right? The last index, which is 0, 1, 2, 3. So assuming we are starting from here, let's rerun the app and see what we would have as our playing sound. Blah blah black ship, have you any wool? Yeah, so that is what we have. That is what we have going on. Guys, thank you very much for so we can pause. Now let's play, right? And then when we click on the button, we have to go back, right? But let's see what is happening. Yeah, so I tried to go back and it didn't work. So what I want to see is what I want to check is, let me take this off and now let's rerun it to see if we can get a previous functionality. Else we visit the documentation and see what we'll do. Yeah, so this was blocking it. Our function, right? Our condition was blocking it from working. So now we've gotten what we needed, and we can now go to a previous song. So let's first try that and see. Yeah, then the previous one. Previous one. Yeah, so someone is asking, why does the name of the song change? Why does it not change when you move to a new song? Yeah, it is not changing because we are taking the functionalities one after the other. Currently, we've worked on, if you can see, we have a to-do in here, which is kind of telling us the next thing we have to do, the next thing we have to do, the next thing we have in line. So currently we are working on this action buttons, which is the music controls. All right, we are working on changing to the next music, pausing and playing. Then after the pause and play, the change and all that, then we can move on to the seek bar, which is seeking to a particular duration, and then maybe the title and all that of the song. So currently we are here. So ignore anything here and focus on the buttons. Yeah, so guys, we have our previous working. The next one is to make sure the next is also working, right? So when we click on the next button, we doing player dot seek next. Let's go to rerun this. Yeah, so we can go to previous and then let's go to the next. Now you see the next is working, and then the previous is working. Yeah, our next is working and our previous is working. We can pause if we want to. Yeah, we can pause if we want to. Yeah, so that is that. Yeah, so guys, thanks very much for the reshare. Thanks very much for the likes. Thanks very much for all the follows, and don't forget to subscribe, right? Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so that is that with the audio controls, right? So now we can go previous, we can go next, we can play, then we can pause. The most important functionalities, right? The 3 foundational functionalities have been worked on, which is next, previous, pause, next, previous, pause. Yeah, so we have that. The next thing for us to do is the shuffle and then the repeat. The shuffle and the repeat. That's the next thing for us to actually take care of. And that is what we are looking at, right? The shuffle and then the repeat is what we, let me go to Google and let's see how this let me see. I want to check the internet speed because the internet speed is very bad, so I want to check how much speed we have in here. It's very bad, guys. The internet speed is very terrible. The internet speed is very terrible, guys. This is for, I think, is this for download? Yeah, I think this is for download, and this is for upload. Okay, yeah, the internet speed makes sense. At least it's manageable. It's manageable. Yeah, the internet speed makes sense, guys. We can manage this. Yeah, so that is that, and we can jump back to our audio implementation and work on our stuff. Yeah, so guys, let's check on what we have to do now. So the next thing for us is to remove audio source and all that. This is for shuffle mode. So this is if we want to shuffle the playlist, which is a true or false stuff as well, right? So this is for our shuffle. Yeah, so we are going all the way to this particular section, which is the shuffle button, and then we would have to use something to actually check the state of the shuffling, right? So what we can do is first let's call player, and then let's check for the shuffle mode. So set shuffle mode to true if when the user clicks on this, but we have to first check if the shuffle mode is there, right? So we can say if player dot, let's look for shuffle mode enabled. If the shuffle mode is enabled, then set it to true, set it to false, right? So set it to false, else set it to true. That is what we'll be doing. Yeah, so if it is enabled, we will set it to false, else we will just set it to true like this. So now we should be able to shuffle and then unshuffle our songs, right? Yeah. How do we test that? Let's click here and then test it out. So we'll first play and then let's go reverse, right? This is what follows the reverse. Let's go to next, then let's go to the next one. Okay, that's the last one. Yeah, so let's change the index back to 1. Yeah, so that it will begin from the second song, right? So let's play. Yeah, so if we go previous, this is our previous, right? If we go next, this is our next, and if we go here, this. Yeah, so now we are going to activate the shuffle mode, the shuffling mode, to actually see if the shuffling will work, right? So let's click this and try to set it up and play. Now let's try to change. It's not changing. Trying to see if we can get a shuffling. Guys, I'm not getting the shuffling functionality, so let's take off the conditions and then just set this, because I feel like for it to shuffle, that means if I'm on the first audio and I move to the next, then it's supposed to change to something else, right? It's supposed to move to the next audio, but not the one that is not the next one in line, like, or the next one in the list. You're supposed to move, like, maybe you have to jump past the next, so maybe the third, fourth, something like that. So you don't have to go exactly in the same direction as you go if the shuffling is disabled, right? So let me rerun and then check it out to see if it will change. So this is what we have. When we go next, we have this. When we go next, what do we have? So this is all that we have, right? Let's try to activate the shuffling and see. Does it work? I think let me try use async here and see. So I'll wait. Let's see if that will work. So put this on and clear the console. Click on shuffling and let's see. Let's play. Says bad index. Yeah, so guys, the shuffling is playing here. The shuffling is kind of doing some comsa. So let's check the other stuff before we come back there. But what I want us to do is to change the icon based on the shuffling state, right? At least we will know that we've activated it and deactivated it as well. So let's try to change this particular shuffling icon so that we can confirm the state of its states when we activate it. So let's look for something like shuffling. And what are we going to pick? Because everything seems the same, right? I need us to have an icon that shows the state, you know, an active and inactive state. That is what I want us to get here. But okay, so yeah, I think we have line like this cancelled. Yeah, I think we have an icon like that. Let me go check again. So two horizontal lines if it is playing in order, and then the crossing lines if it is in shuffling mode, whatever. So let's go here. Let's do the shuffle, and guys, we are not getting the active state. Can we have an active shuffling icon? So active shuffling icon. So this is for active, right? These are the icons that we have, and then guys, this is what we have. So I think we can make use of the same thing. We just have to make some few changes, right? We just have to maybe just change the icon itself to something else, at least to show that it has really worked, right? Let's look for something like that. So let's pick the tick one. Let's pick this tick one and see how it looks like. So this is the tick one. I think we can make use of that, but before then, let me do something like this. Let me do something like this, and let's pick the size. So the size is 18.0, 18.0, and then what do we have here? Watching from, I want to, what do we have here? Okay. So this is what we have. Let me see what we're gonna get. Yeah, so I think it's literally gonna be the same thing, right? What we can do is maybe we can change the color to something else. Maybe we can change the color to something else when it's in that state. Yeah, so I think we can use this. we can change the color when it's in the shuffling state. Well, that's what we can do. That should be the way around it, right? That should be the way around it. So let's change the colors and check this. So player dot shuffle mode enabled, then we are going to use the blue color, else we would use the white. Yeah, so now this should tell us whether our shuffling mode is enabled or not. So let's click this and then let's see. Okay, this ain't working as we can see. So let's come here and let's do something like this and see. Let's go back and click this. So as you can see, it ain't working. It ain't working. Let's use it's playing, right? So let's use the playing state to check if it is going to be the same thing. Go here, do this. Yeah, so the playing state is working, but the shuffling is not. I think we would have to check the console to see if there's any error in there, or we have to refer back to the player's documentation to tell whether it is true or not. So this is what we are getting for the shuffling. When I click on that, let me do this and then let's go back. So this and then let's do this. So there's no response, there's no callback, there's nothing, and that is what I am getting from here. Rerun and then let's see. Okay, so the rerunning actually works. Then do we have to set states? We don't have to set states, man. Do we have to set states? I don't think we need to set states for that. But let's go back to this and then let's see what we would have. That's when we are updating the playlist. Yeah, so guys, this is what we get. I think we should move to the repeats. Let's remove to the repeat section, then from there we can actually do something else. So I think that should be the loop mode, which is for the repeat, right? So the repeat, it can either be for all, one, or off. Yeah, so let's go in there. As for this shuffling, it's holding our neck a little, so let's keep it here. And then to do, yeah, complete shuffling. Yeah, so let's do this to be completed. Yeah, so let's do something like this to be completed. All right, then the next thing, let's take a look at the repeat, right? The repeat functionality. So this is what we would be looking at right now. So we have a set loop mode, and then we can determine which one we are looping and which one we are not. So we have different loop modes. Let's see. So we have loop mode 1, loop mode all, and then loop mode off. So loop mode 1 is going to be looping the current playing one, according to my understanding, right? So the loop mode 1 should be playing the current playing, should replay the current playing one, and loop mode off should take that off. But loop mode all means it goes all over again the playlist, right? So let's just pick one. If it is on all, then you move it to 1. If it is on 1, then you move it to off. Or if it is on 1, so what we will do is first we'll check if so we can switch on the loop mode, right? So we can switch on the loop mode. We can just switch on the loop mode like this. Let's say we are switching on this, so let's say loop mode. Yeah, so we are switching on the loop mode, and each one should come with its own destiny, right? So if the case is off, so if the case is loop mode dot off, what am I not even getting? Guys, wait. Add missing switch cases. Yeah. Come on for there. Hey, you can't come and waste my time. If loop mode, I want this thing to give me this one. I have to call on the player. So let's say I do case, and let's call player dot. Nice. It's still giving. Give me this one, and let me go off. Just give me the, what's the name, sir? Loop mode. Let's do player dot loop mode dot, which one can we get? So equals loop mode dot off. Okay. Okay, so that means we can switch. Can we switch on this particular one like this? And let's say the case, and let's call on loop mode dot off. Guys, let's just go by the if, and then let's say what is not going right. Guys, this is why I have to write that. See where I was putting the thing. See where I was setting the loop. That's why. Yeah, so let's try something like loop mode dot off. So let's call the player loop mode, right? So player dot loop mode. It's if loop mode dot off, right? So let's say player dot loop mode dot I don't know if we can just call something like this to make it work. So let's see, the expression pattern must be a valid constant. Okay, so we can use something like this. So if we have the loop mode dot off, then let's break it here, right? And then what do we do here? What is it saying again? So loop mode 1, loop mode, or loop mode blah blah blah. So yeah, this is what we are gonna do. We will just break it up, and we'll set what to do. Yeah, so at least now we've gotten what we are looking for. So yeah, so this is if the loop mode is off, then we will set the loop mode to, let's say, the player dot set loop mode. If it is off, then we are setting it to 1, right? That is what we are doing. So we'll just copy this. If it is 1, then we are setting it to all. And then if it is all, then we are setting it off. Yeah, so this is what we are doing now. If the loop mode is 1, you set it to all. If it is all, you set it off. If it is off, you set it to 1. That is what we are doing. Yeah, so that is that. Now the next thing for us to do is change the icon based on the loop mode, right? So I don't know how, if we are going to use the color to do that as well. If we are going to use color to do that as well, or we should just use something else. But I think we can use color. So let's just say we can use color. So player dot loop mode, I dot it's equal to loop mode, let's say off. Give me this loop mode dot off, right? So if it is off, then we have it white. If the loop mode is off, then we have it white, else let's have it blue like the other one, right? So let's rerun this and see. I think there's something we have to do because all the elements for loop mode and then the shuffle, they seem not to be working, right? So we'd have to change some few things in there. I don't know if we'll have to use a state management and all that, but in here, yeah, I think we would have to use state management or whatsoever. So let's set something and say, let me do set state and see if something will change. Let me use set state to check if something will change, because we'll later move to the documentation state management bar, state management approach, but let's try that and see. Yeah, so guys, it's a state management issue, right? We just have to set state to actually get it to work. That is all we would have to do. Set the state to make it work, right? Set state to make it work. Yeah, so this is what we are having now. Let's check with this one. Yeah, so it's also working. Yeah, so that's the only thing. I wasn't setting states. My bad, my bad, my bad. Yeah, so if let's check the loop mode now. So if player dot shuffle enabled, then set state, do this one, take it to false, else take it to true, right? That is what we are doing. Yeah, so this should now change the states based on the state of the shuffling mode, right? So based on the shuffling mode, it's either enabled or disabled. We are either playing our music or not. And then it's if we are doing a repeat, which is looping on one, then we have the blue color. So if the loop mode is off, then we have the white color. If it is not, then we have blue, else we have red. So red should be the one for looping over everything, right? So this is for the first check. Is it off? Use white. And then after that we will check, is it? So let's do player.loop mode. It's equal to loop mode dot one. So if it is one, then use the blue color, else that means it is red, right? So use it is all, so use the red color. Yeah, so now this is what we are gonna get. Let's rerun it and see. So we loop to one, we loop to all, and then we loop to none. Yeah, so now we have the functionalities. We have I think 5 functionalities implemented, which is the shuffling, the previous, the next, the pause and play, and then the looping, which is the repeat. So that's like one good thing. That's a win for us. That's a win for the team, right? So the next thing for us now is to actually make sure we have the seek bar working. Let's implement the seek bar. Let's try to get like the heading of the playing media and all that. Let's try to get those informations from there. All right, good. I thought you were going to say no. Yeah, so we can go all the way back to the active playing media and try to get those things right. So we have this elements, we have these items that we would pick from here, and we are going to make use of them just like the previous one, right? So let's pick them now and make use of them, or forever hold our peace. To cut this, and then media controls widget in here, we are going to return a column like this, then this will be in the row, and then this will be followed by this column. Yeah, so we should have this now, the name of the playing media and all that. So slider value, blah blah blah. Let's go in here and pick that little item and drop it at where it is needed. Phew. So we have our dummy images and all that. Let's just add this here, then we should be good to go. Rerun this, go back, and we have same thing, right? But we need a little bit of padding between these two. So let's where is our padding? This is the, where is the padding? Where's the padding? Where's the padding? Yeah, we have to put a 32. We need this here, and then we need this 32 around any of the items. So we would have a 32 around the row, this particular row, right? So go in here, drop your padding, and then put it on symmetric, vertical padding, and then 32. So rerun, and then we have something good and something beautiful like this one. Okay, so now the question is, can we get the Plain Media's name, like the Plain Media's title and details about the Plain Media? I can't tell you, so let's go and check here. Can we get the Plain Media name? Can we get a Plain Media name? Let's go into the example and see if we can get a Plain Media's name, right? So let's go through this, and these are the durations and the blah blah blah, the blah 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 stuff. Let's display play pause buttons. This is for the play pause and the other stuff, those buttons. And what is the next one? What is the next one? Where is the next one? Where is the next one? All right, so this is not displaying the name and stuff, but let's check if that particular package, if the package can actually pull the details of the items, right? So let's say you are playing the music from assets. Can it actually pull the music's title, the music's name, and all that? That is what I want us to check and see if it's possible. So let's call the player dot stuff. So web sync ID, that's a string, so that should be leading to something, but let's see if we have other stuff in here. Wow. Guys, it seems like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Let me do something and let's see. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, guys, I don't think so. So I'm not sure we can get the name. I'm not sure we can get the name because the player is more focused. It seems the player is more focused on the functionalities, right? On the actions that you perform on a particular media, rather than its name, right? Or maybe details about it, because as I'm checking this, doesn't really show anything like that. Yeah, it doesn't really show, it doesn't show those elements. Yeah, so welcome Mr. Man. Welcome Mr. Man. Yeah, so the display doesn't show what we are looking for, guys, unfortunately. So we would have to do a lot of stuff ourselves. So this is for the seek bar, right? The seek bar, this is for the seek bar. Display seek bar using stream builder. This widget rebuilds each time the position buffer positions. All right, so we can use a stream builder, set a position data. Please, I'm really far behind. Yeah, you are really far behind because we've even completed different projects. This is like the last episode of the project that we picked last week. Yeah, so this is like the last episode of that project, which is a music player project. So yeah, late. Yeah, so guys, we are going to do this the seek bar. We are going to do the seek bar, and let's see if we can get something out of that. let's see if we can get something out of that. So collect the data useful for displaying in a sidebar using a handy feature of RxDat to combine the three streams of interest into one. So we have stream, position data. All right, thank you very much. Yeah, so we have the stream, which takes the position data, and then we have get, which is just a function to return the position data stream. So rx.combine latest 3. Alright, so we have to try this out and see. So that is how we would be able to actually display the playing state, all right, of the media. What I want us to do is to check if we can get like the start position of the media, right, the duration or something like that. So let's go in here and see. Let's see, player dot buffered position stream and player dot buffered position stream duration. Yet so duration stream, let's see if we can use that here. Guys, yo player dot let's check this. Let's just try to check the duration of each element. So that is like 2 minutes, and then if we change to next, what is that? Okay, so guys, we would have to do a lot, so let's follow this and see what we can do about this. Yeah, so the first thing is to work on the position data stream, which is this. Whilst we are playing, we want this to also be moving, right? So that is what we would have to do. That's what we would have to do. Yeah, so let's go in here and build this. Let's call this function and then work on it. I can copy and paste that function, but I want to write it so that I would have it on my fingertips, right? Or I can actually remember something about it if I should say similar thing. So stream, which takes a position data. Do we have it, guys? Position data. Where is the position data, guys? Let me go in there again. Let's see if there's something like that. Close this. Yeah, stream taking position data. Let's see our imports. So I want to make sure that we are not missing. So import media skate tab. If that library IO. So let's try that and see. So let's import this and see. Guys, where is the position data coming from? I don't know if it is the position, right? I don't know if it is the positions that we'll use. Charles, thanks very much for the follow. I don't know if we can use position, right? But this is what we need. Something. It's coming from RxDat, right? It says you collect the useful data in a sidebar using a handy feature of RxDat. Okay, I'm not sure this is coming from there. And combine the three streams of interest into one. A moment of silence, guys. position data. Where is position data coming from? Let me say position data. Position data class, right? Let's check that. Is it position or positioned? Sorry. In Flutter, position is a custom data model class used to combine three. Okay, by combining the current blah 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 blah, the perfect position and the total audio. Because position data is not built into the core library out of the box, you must define it in your own code to hold string states. Yeah. So now I see. That's why I was like, where is it coming from? So now we have this. So now it's saying it is not defined. It is not out of the box. So you have to build, maybe define a small class to actually do those things. So position, buffered position, and then duration. Let's see. Yeah, so that is what it does. Is it anywhere here? Maybe I missed it in the class definition or something. Yeah, it's not even here. So now we know where the issue is coming from. All right, so let's go in here, create a little class that would hold that, right? So let's go down here. We can either create that class from here, then we can call it position data, right? Something like this. Then it holds 3 states, which are all durations, right? So we can call final duration. We can have final duration as what are the states? What are the states? We have the position, the perfect position, and then duration. Right, so we have the first one, which is position. Then we have the other one, which is duration taken buffered position. And then we have the final one, duration, which takes, what's the final one? Guys, what's the final one? Yeah, duration. So that's the same as duration. Yeah, so from here we can do positioned. There's a lot going in my head. Required this dot position. Wow. Yeah, so this dot position required the rest, so we can do this dot buffered position, and then we can do required this dot duration. Yeah, so now with this we should be able to create our item or our class and make use of that. So now we can have this as position data. Then why is the stream not here? It does might have an explicit parameters. Thank you guys, thank you very much for the follow. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, thank you. So we have our position data, then we are going to use a simple get, then we would say position data stream. Okay, we are following their work actually. That's the documentation. So Charlie, you don't have to do you don't have to do So rx dot combine latest 3, I don't know that function, guys. That's rx function. I have no idea about that function. Rx dot combine latest 3, I don't know this function. It's actually my first time, but yeah, at least I've learned something new. I'm about to look at something new and also find its importance and how we can make use of it. Maybe not in every code, but in situations like this one. Yeah, so after that, it is taking the combine the three states, which are all duration. Then from there we supply the position data, and then we'll be picking that from it's just a simple code, but how you could do one. So we have this. Should I specify it here? Okay, I'll just specify it here. So it has duration, the three durations, which is duration, and then position data. Let's do this here. Let me take this back, guys. Yeah, so let's add them here. So duration, and then another duration, and this one is nullable, and then it has position data like this. So in there, what are we doing? The first one is the position stream, the second one is the buffered position stream, and then duration stream. Okay, so this one, the player dot position stream, the next one is the buffered one, right? So player dot buffered position stream, and then the duration, and then after that, which one? This one's okay. Yeah, so after that we will go to the rest, duration stream, and then from there the combiner, what is combining the both of them, it's gonna be position, buffered position, and then duration. Then we are going to put this together. Okay, that's what the combiner is doing, right? So we'll position this parameters, buffered position, and then duration. So these three are going to give us something like this. So position data will now have this three, and then that should be it. That's crazy. Yeah, so they will all point to position data, which will have this three, and then the duration, it's either this duration or 0. Yeah, so now this is what we have, guys. So now this is what we have. This is what the documentation gave us. Now let's go back and take a look at it. So when we move all the way down here, which is the sig bar, now we are going to call a stream builder, which will be holding the sig bar, right? So that is what we are looking at, and that is what we would be doing. Okay, so let's call our stream builder. Where is our the sig bar? I think the sig bar is here, right? So we are using slider, but they are using sig bar. So let's try something like this. Do we have sig bar out of the box? We don't have sig bar out of the box, so I think we can start with the stream builder first, and then we'll see what we'll make use of. So the stream, and then we'll move on to the next ones. So the stream is going to be the stream builder. The stream is going to be the position data stream, which is what we defined here. And then inside there, we'll just be picking the data from this snapshot, which is in the builder of the stream builder. Then we should make use of that, right? So there are so details about their things, so let's follow them. Yeah, so position data, the stream is the position data stream. Then we have our builder, and then we have the snapshots, right? And then they both are pointing to something. So let's call the data, right? So we can do final data. We can just say our final data is snapshot data. right? And then we can now return what are we returning? This one is returning a sig bar, but we don't have a sig bar out of the box. So what are we going to do? Slider. I think we can use the slider, right? We can use the slider, but we would have to do some few stuff. This is sig bar, actually cool. I don't know if we have this one widget for only sig bar, but let's try to see if we can make use of the slider. Then from there we can actually try it out, right? So sig bar is cool. Sig bar is cool. Let me see if we can have a sig bar widget, but let's go with this for now. So pick this and then let's drop it here. So let's say return this and then let's see. Yeah, so we have this and then the value, right? The value is going to be data dot position. Yeah, should that be the position? And then what else? Data dot position else 0. Let's see. Yeah, so this or this. Why is it still given? The argument object can be assigned to double. What is inside of the position? What is inside of the position? Guys, now it's getting serious. Yeah, so the sig bar itself, I think let's just go look for the sig bar widgets before we kill ourselves building our own thing. So sig bar widgets in Flutter. So there's a sig bar package. There's a sig bar package. Yeah, so let's do Flutter pop add sig bar. The helly. Yeah, so let's go in here and do Flutter pop add sig bar, and then we can move on with our life. If we don't have any time, then we can decide to build our own thing. Yeah, so now we should have a sig bar now, but I'm still going to maintain this for now. Let me confirm everything is cool. So we're going to return sig bar, something like this. Yeah, so inside of our sig bar we should have stuff like duration, position, buffered position, and that's it. So duration, what are you saying? So it has what wait, rerun this. This is what we have. Progress with thumb radius, value, second value. Yeah, that's like the duration stuff that we are already picking. Position dot there, blah 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 blah, or duration dot 0. That's what it's giving us, guys. So if we pick value and we pick the data dot position, right, and we go according to this one, position data. Okay, yeah, so that's the data dot position dot duration. So data dot, let's say, duration, and then we are checking if it is null. Then we submit this one to it 0. Even that is giving us an issue, really. So let's do duration dot 0 and see. Yeah, because this is giving duration, and this is picking double. So what type of sig bar are they using? What type of sig bar are they using? Because I guess it's the same sig bar. Their imports too doesn't show anything different from what we are using, right? So guys, this is the last thing for us to do. This is the last thing for us, yeah? And our time is almost up, so we have to make sure we get this done before we run away from here. If I change this duration to something else, it's still gonna be blah blah blah, just an issue. But let me go in here and see if we have different sig bars apart from that one. Yeah, so let's sig bar, flatter sig bar. Let's see. Which one is this one? Which one is this one? Which one is this one? Something that you put for Chinese inside there. And no be me where they go read down more. Yeah, so do we have to build our own sig bar? I don't think we also have to drop this thing to anything. So if we should do in something here, the source. Yeah, so guys, this is where our problem is. This is where our issue is right now. Trying to get the sig bar to actually work. Right, to actually work as it should. That is where we are. Let's see if we can implement the on change. That particular one should actually be easy, since now everything is holding our neck. So on change, then we seek that particular position or whatever, some particular duration or it. So let's see if we can have a function for on change. So let's look for the on change, and then we will do player.seek. That's what we are doing, right? Here. So on change of the slider value, which is this, and we are saying player.seek. Then we pass the duration, right? And when to pass the duration, and then the next position. Will that work? Guys, let's go. Let's see. We started so nicely. So the value, right? The value, position, duration can be assigned to parameter double. So slider takes value, secondary value, the mean and the max. Yeah, so I want to pause. Yeah, guys. So we're almost done. Until this is now giving us an issue, the slider. We're supposed to complete. Now our slider is holding our neck. Guys, what do we do? This is the final episode and we would have to complete this no matter what comes our way, right? So we have to find a way to complete this. Let me check. Hey, really? Wow. Guys, 2 seconds. Let me confirm this. Let me top up my internet because the internet is off and then I would have to top it up. If I don't, then the video will run off in any moment from now. So let me top it up, then we can check what's up. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, yeah? If you're not subscribing, drop that subscription button and let's see what we can do with this before. Yeah. Okay. So 2 seconds. We are back again. We are back with the same issue. What are we gonna do now? If we should go all the way to, let's go check their documentation, right? Let's see if we can have access to their GitHub and confirm where the sig bar is coming from. Let's confirm where they are getting their sig bar from. So this particular sig bar, where is it coming from? It's only in this file. Yeah, to media kit impel, media kit stub, and let's see. Yeah, so where are they getting their sig bar from? Let's go to the pop spec and see. They have the just audio, blah blah blah. There's no, guys, where is the sig bar coming from? Because when was this project pushed? I think, yeah, there's been a latest update and all that, so we should actually have this and then enjoy it, but now it's trying to give us headache. So let's check the main and look for that particular sig bar. So this particular sig bar function here has not been declared anywhere. There's no custom build for it, and yet we are having an issue. Okay, so let's try to make some stuff here and see if we can get that sig bar with duration params. In Flutter. So let's see what we have. This is like a custom class for that duration sig bar and blah blah blah. So this is like a custom class for it, a helper class. So this is like a helper class for it. So slider minimum value is 0, max value is 0 or 1, and then unchanged widget dot unsick duration dot blah blah blah. So there's like a custom class for that. So double, the value is the duration in milliseconds to double, and the max is the value in milliseconds to double. Okay, so let's check if we can have something like that. So we have data dot, is it position or duration? Let's see the one they were using. Yeah, so just audio is now giving us headache. If I want to think about it, then my head is headache me. So we have duration as for the duration, so that will be like the value, or maybe position dot in milliseconds dot to double, something like this. What? Yeah, so let's rerun and let's see. Yeah, so now this is the value. As you can see, the value is now changing. This is just for fun, right? Yeah, this is just for fun. So guys, you can see the value changing down here, which means that yeah, it's actually now making sense. Okay, so the value is now changing, which means it's making sense, right? Min and max, we have to set the max, right? So data dot duration, right? So data dot duration dot in milliseconds per class. Thanks very much for the gifts. Thanks very much for the gifts. Thank you. Yeah, so we have the duration, that's the max. So let's see what we can get from this. Guys, let's play. Yeah, so guys, now we have our handle. You can see the sig bar moving. So yeah. Oh guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. So now the sig bar is moving. Finally, guys. Oh, finally. Damn. So finally we've gotten our sig bar to move, and that is a good sign. That is a good sign. We've gotten our sig bar to move, so that is a good sign. Woo. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Woo. Yeah. The next song. Yeah, so guys, we've got our duration now. Our sig bar is moving. We can see the handle move, so that is a good sign. That is a good sign, guys. That is a crazy good sign. I won't lie to you. That is a beautiful sign. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, because finally we've been able to achieve what was holding our neck. Yeah, so now the next thing is to do the seek, right? The seeking. When if we want to seek, then we have to change the duration, which is which would be data. No, that's not it. We have to do player, right? Let's call the player dot seek, and then the duration, so we will pick the data dot position, right, dot in milliseconds, or let's just pick this. I think, will that work? Guys, let's try it. So let's play. Yeah, so the seek, it's not picking as it should. Yeah, and then we have to set the duration, right? But I think let's use the duration and see. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I think position is the best. Yeah, I think possession is what we are supposed to use. But even that is not moving. I don't know if we would have to use state changing, but this is already listening to the state change. We even have to take this thing off and have it this way. Yeah, because we are using it in a stream builder, so it should already listen to the state. Yeah, so that is working, but for now let's work on these sections. All right, let's work on this section, then we can move back to here. So what I want us to do is to do the, are we gonna be yo Basu? Yeah, so now the question is to get this right, the start time. I know the start time is, how does the time even move? I have to play a music to see how it moves. Yeah, I have to play some song to see how it moves, because right now I can't tell how the time is moving. I can't tell how the time is moving. So, mm, yeah, yeah. So guys, now we have this the sig bar. We have the sig bar icon working. That is a good one. Now we have to make sure we get a time and this one, the timestamp and stuff, right? So we have to get that. Using the duration, is it I'm on the spring web there, bro, and I'm enjoying watching this like this. Yeah, thank you very much. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, right? Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, guys. We are almost done. This is the last episode, and our time is up. We have to finish it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for. Don't forget to like, bro. Like. Yeah. So we have to think about this side, right? I'm thinking, how can we get this to work? For the duration, I can do this to, we can set it to two. Oh no, we even have to run it, right? Duration dot in seconds. In seconds, we even have to have it this way. Let me see, to double. Let's see. Then we can take this off. Let's see. Come down here, go here. It's now okay, 132 seconds. Okay, so we can have minutes and then seconds, minutes and remaining seconds. Can we have something like that? Let's see. Sorry. Let's see if we can have something like that. So the first one is in minutes. This is in minutes, and this is in seconds. Guys, thank you very much for joining. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so this is that. And then whilst it is moving, right? While this is moving, what do we do? This is not changing. It's not part of the stream builder. Oh, it's not part of the stream builder. Yeah. That's why it's not changing. Let's take it back to the stream builder. So inside of this, we wouldn't have only the slider, but we would have a column here, which holds the slider and this one. Yeah, so let's rerun and see what we have. Yeah, we have this. So go back and check again. Alright, so the stream should affect this, or the stream effect should be working on this. Now what I want us to check is that the time, right? Are we going to be reducing one and increasing one, or we are going to be increasing one and really, how are we doing it? Because because we can have this as position, and let me change this to position, and then let's see. So this is how it looks like, right? You can see the time counting down there. So that is how it looks like. And then the first one is going to be holding the duration. So we have the duration, and then we have the position. The position is showing where the current hand is, and the duration is telling us, hey, this is how long it's gonna be, right? So let's do the duration, and then that should work for us. Rerun the app, and then let's see. You go here, duration says this. So let's rerun. Wait, set this up to only 2 points, right? So we have it in minutes and in seconds. Then I think I forgot this string function, right? I forgot this string function to, is it, I forgot, to string as fixed, and then fractions too. So let's do that and see. That's making it a double. So we want to have it, unless we want to have it in seconds and milliseconds, because this is 2 minutes and then 132 seconds. Yeah, so guys, I want to, so yeah, we haven't 132 seconds, which we only have to, I think, can we do round? Yeah, so let's go in there. Still the 132. Let's see, round, and then can we set a limit? So what does the clamp do? The clamp. Let's what does it do? Lower limits and upper limits. What does it do? Let me read and see. Returns this norm clamp to be in the range between the lower limits and the upper limits. So result of, let's see, result is 10.5 dot clamp 5 and 10. Still not getting the idea. So result 0.5, 75 clamp. So the result is 10. So the lower limit is starting from 5, and then the upper is 10. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, so guys, I think we've gotten what we are looking for. We only have some few stuff that we have to do. This is saying 2 minutes 132 seconds. So is that, wait, this is in milliseconds, right? Duration in minutes and duration in seconds. Yeah, so guys, this is what we have. This is what we have. Hey, there's something we have to do here. If the duration stuff is now, just bring 0, right? If this stuff is now, just bring 0. If this is now, just bring 0. Yeah. So we should have something like this now. And we should change this as well. And we should be able to go back. Should be able to go back to. Yeah, so guys, this is what we have. This is what we hold now. What can we do next? What can we do next? Yeah, so guys, we have our plain functionality now. We have everything looking good. Now, what do you think we can do again? The next one is to get a seek bar. That is the final one. That is the last thing for us to do. We have our shuffling done. We have our repeat single, repeat all, and repeat none. We have our next, we have our previous, we have our play, we have our pause. Now the next thing for us to do is to seek a particular position. Yeah, this is what we have here for seeking a particular position, but this is not working as it should, because I think we have the value which is using the position. That's okay, but when you try to seek, the seek takes let me confirm. What does it take? It takes two things. Hi, hello. Yeah, so the seek takes this, which is the duration, and then index declared in order plus 6 to a particular position and optional to a particular index within a sequence. And null position 6 to the head of a live stream. I'm learning programming and I'm find it a bit confusing. Okay, just send me a DM and I'll reply you. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, and also don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so whoever have an issue, just send me a DM and I will reply you. Yeah, so guys, slider. The slider, we've actually gotten almost everything, but the next thing is just the seek, right? Even if we have it in set states, it's not gonna work because I can't tell. Let's go and check the seek function here and see what they've done. So it says player.seek. Yeah, it says player.seek. That is all that they're doing. That's all that they're doing. Like this. Is this gonna work? Yeah, you can text right now just issues that you are facing, so you can just drop a DM and then we'll talk about that. Yeah, so guys, still our seek is not working even when we all right, sure. So whenever you need some assistance, you can just text me up and then we'll see. Yeah, so guys, even though we've set the seek, it is still not working. But what I think we can do is that let's see. Let's seek data. All right. Let's see the data dot position and then let's pass the value as index and see. Would that work? No, don't. You're asking for. not sure this is gonna work, but let's just have it and see. Let's have it. Yeah, so guys, the last thing for us to do is the seeking. The last thing for us to do is the seek. So that is where our issue is. Let me have this and let's see if there's an error in the console. Play, let's see. Yeah, so the seek. The seek is the issue now, because now we have all that we are looking for. And then the last thing is for us to do the seeking. But it's not seeking. Even if we look at their seek bar, we can't actually tell what they have in there, right? Because inside of the seek bar, they actually did something which does the seeking, or which is doing the seeking, but can't find it. So let me search seek bar from here. Yeah, we can't find it here. And let's see if we can check it from here. Do we have something? Let's see. Yeah, minimum is always 00. So widget dot on seek duration milliseconds, and then new val dot to sync. Yeah, so that is what the seek is doing. But if we move all the way up here, so we are picking the duration, call back with the new value, right? So widget dot on seek, that is if we are creating our personal custom seek or whatever. But now we are dealing with the music seeking. So what do we do, guys? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Yeah, so we have this, the seek. Just think about it. Think. Oh, set your think. Think. So let's set the minimum value and see. Let's set our minimum value, which is always the 0, because that is where it's starting from. Are we gonna set states? Let me see. Course, guys. So one thing too is the dispose. When we dispose, we have to dispose the player, right? So let's do that. Let's do that first, and then let's see. Hey, how are you doing your disposing? Yeah, player dot dispose. So guys, we've gotten what we're looking for. Now the last thing is the seeking. and it ain't working. It is not working, guys. The seek is not seeking. When on the slider, right, we are using this position as the value of the slider, and when we call on seek, the seek takes the position that we want to go to. So if we are to use, and it's let's do async. Let's try this and see. Async, and then I'll wait for this. I don't think that's gonna work, guys. Phew, guys. I think we've done a lot. Seriously, I think we've done a lot, and the last thing here is this particular seeking, and it's not seeking, and for the basic functionalities and everything, we have it. This final one is the seek. Is a seek, right? So seek audio position, seek audio in just audio, flat there. Let's see, seek to 1 minute and 30 seconds. So assuming this is the duration, seek to a specific duration from a slider. So duration, target position, duration, then we pass seconds. A new slider, the value the two int. Await player.seek, target duration. So implementation, a seek bar slider. For a functional audio, you usually want to seek to bind the seek method to a flatter slider to a blah blah blah. You can accomplish it by listening to the player's position and using those values inside the slider. So max player duration, blah blah blah. On change, player.seek duration. And we are passing this value to it. Guys, if that's the way forward, I'm gonna be like, for real. So duration, and we are passing seconds. We are doing value dot to int. I've seen some red, but I want to ignore it. Says the slider position, right? So the slider position. Okay, so let's do milliseconds and see. Yeah, guys, finally, we've been able to achieve what we've been crying out. Yeah, so finally we've been able to achieve yeah, so guys, thank you very much. Explore with Mary, thanks for the likes. So guys, we've been able to achieve our functionality now. We've been able to achieve the shuffling, the repeat, the forward, the previous, the play and pause functionality. And then we've been able to also achieve the seeking functionality. Guys, this is it. This brings us to the very end of this app as well, which is the podcast app, right? We've been able to build crazy UIs. Wait, let me do this. I'm disposing on back click, so let me take this off for now. Let me not dispose it. So let's rerun. Which API are you using? So poll class, I am not using an API for the music. I added them as an asset. So I just have them as an asset, and that's what I'm using. But if you are if you are fetching from an API too, you only have to do that as the initialization state here. I think all you have to do is to pass a URI, right? Dot pass this, and then you check that type. So assets, I think network. Yeah, so you pass the URI here, and then that should be it. Hey, Bami for you. Bami for you. Yeah, so guys, we've been able to achieve our functionality. We've built beautiful sections of the app. We've built different stuff just for the fun of it. And in order not to keep us building the same thing again and again, which is just UIs, I want us to cut it short and focus on the main functionality, which is the music player functionality. And we've been able to achieve that. Maybe the next thing I want us to do is to add a state management to this, where we can hold the states of the music and all other stuff. But guys, we are good. Let's rerun. Bami for you, Mr. Man. Yeah, MKT, thanks very much for the likes, guys. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subscription. It's good starting this with you and ending it with you all. Yeah, so I know some of you are going to be like, why don't we have the playlist name? Why don't we have the playlist image? Why don't we have the name of the song and all that? We can only get that if it is coming from an API, right? Imagine we have an API where we fetch all details about a song. So let's say the song title, the artist name, all the people that have been featured on the song, and all those other details, those metadata about a particular song. We can actually use it here. But since we have nothing like that, our focus is on making the functionality work. And that is the playing, pausing, next, previous, repeat, and shuffle. And we've been able to achieve that from the start to the finish. Yeah, so guys, we're good. It's nice having you on this particular episode. It's nice having you on the entire playlist, starting from the beginning and watching all the way to the end. If you watch from episode 1 to episode 8, don't forget to drop that like and drop the subscription for more episodes like this. The next build is going to be a beautiful one. I don't want to drop spoilers here, but just stay tuned for the next episode, right? We are going to start another playlist, and it's going to be fun, right? Because you are going to be seeing a lot of colors. It's going to be fun, right? It's going to be fun. You are going to like it. An old man will like it. A 2-year-old will like it. And a 20-year-old will like it. Everybody will like it. So guys, don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to follow and also like. And don't forget to contact me for any business, any other thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for sticking around, and thank you very much for being an active viewer. It's been I really appreciate that, guys. I do. So don't forget to continue with this. Implement your own music playing platform, implement your own audio playing platform. Enjoy it, have fun with it, and that should be it, right? Yeah. So I'll see you in our next video, in our next playlist, and don't forget to stay tuned. Bye bye.